Hi, this is Mukaddas. So, in my previous video, I covered the two common ways to developing material, but in this video, I would cover the techniques of adapting material, which is given by Tomlinson. So, without wasting time, let's start and see what are the techniques which are given by Tomlinson. So, firstly, in the first slide, I have drawn a chart of the techniques which have two further branches. Okay, because commonly what happen, students get confused due to branches and their further branches. So that's why I used to draw a table or a chart in which I clear firstly before the beginning of my lecture that this branch has another branch as well. Okay, so this is the chart or a visual representations of the techniques which are given by Tomlinson. Basically he has given 5 techniques, but these 3 techniques has further branches. That's why I have written them. So firstly here we have adding, then we have 2 further branches of heading like expanding and extending, then we have modifying, then we have further 2 types, or maybe we can say subcategories or branches in modifying as well. Those are rewriting and restructuring. Then we have deleting. In deleting again we have expanding and extending. Now let's see the complete techniques of Tomlinson line by line. Firstly, we have adding. So in adding, it shows by the name that adding means we are adding something. We add something. Okay. So we change material by add something in the material. I told you in my previous lecture difference between adopting and adapting. So basically these are the techniques for adapting material, not adapting, because in adapting we don't need to change the material, so we don't need techniques for material, but in adapting material we change the material. That's why we need techniques for change the material. So here we have techniques to adapting to changing the material. So in adding we change the material or we adapt the material by add something in the material. Okay, so here we have further 2 subcategories in adding. So we add something through extending or expanding. Now let's see what is extending and what is expanding. So basically in extending we add something quantitatively. What is the meaning of quantitatively? That means we increase the numbers of the words or lessons or examples or anything. When we emphasize on the adding and on the numbers of the material, that means we are extending. Okay, as I have written here in the example that we adding new examples, lesson explanations and parts etc. Like see, sometimes what we do, we just add new explanations of the huge paragraph in few lines. So what did we do? We add a separate portion, or we add or we increase the numbers of explanations or pages or material as well. Okay, then we have expanding. Now expanding is something when we add something in our material qualitatively, so that will be known as expanding. Now see how qualitatively. So when we talk about add something qualitatively, that means we are talking about mediums or language, or we can say we are talking about methodology as well. Methodology means procedure of the teaching. Okay, so here I have written examples like incorporate different language skills using multimedia video clips. See, suppose I have a material, okay, that is about English language teaching methods. So if I bring a video clip on it, because the book which I have suggested to my student, that is too difficult for them. So here what will I do? I can bring a video which is based on the same book on the same chapter but by another senior. I can send the video to my students that watch this video and learn from this video. Okay, so here what did I do? I just add something new. I just add a different medium for my student because they were not getting from the book or in the hard copy. Okay, so they can learn effectively and better from the video. So that's all about adding technique. Then we have deleting as well. Deleting means when we change something by removing something from the material. Okay, so here I have written the definition: when change occurs due to deletion, in adaptation of material, it also can be qualitatively or quantitatively. It's more critical. See, when we add something, it depends on us that what are we adding. But when we delete something, we have an entire paragraph, we have something complete, but we have to delete something from the material, so it's more critical. We have to be much critical to delete something from the material. Okay, so it's much difficult as compared to add something. So we have here again quantitatively and qualitatively deletion. So firstly we add through extending and expanding. So now here we have deleting, again we have extending and expanding. So here in extending, delete unnecessary numbers of topics and examples. So extending, we just we focus on the numbers, we delete topics, basically we reduce topics from the material or from the book or from the anything. I told you anything can be material, book, video, audio, anything can be material. So here we delete something from the material quantitatively, that means we reduce the numbers of topic or we reduce the examples or anything. Okay, then we have expanding in deleting. So here in expanding, we just in adding expanding, we add methodology or we add new medium. But in expanding of deleting, we just delete methodology or change the overall methodology. For example, like if my students are not comfortable in exercises or in activities, or we can say in communicative activities, so I can remove those communicative activities in my classroom because my students are not comfortable. So here what did I do? I just remove or I delete the communicative activities, or we can say procedure or methodology of my classroom. Then we have third technique, that is modifying. Modifying means when we change something. Okay, and when we make changing for the improvement of something. So here to change material for make it more communicative by adjusting exercises, lessons and topics, there are two sub techniques are used in modifying. So modifying means whenever we change material or we just adjust material by adding some exercises, lessons and topics, which makes material more communicative and beneficial for the learners. And we have two sub techniques in modifying as well, I told you in my first slide. So that was restructuring and rewriting. So here we have firstly rewriting. Rewriting means whenever we rewrite or write some examples which is from our culture and our context. We can make material more contextualized by rewriting, by rewrite the names which are written in Western culture. We can change it or we can rewrite it through our culture, like our Pakistani culture. So see, if you are getting confused between adding and rewriting, so let me make you clear that in adding we were adding examples, the examples were new, but in rewriting we are not adding something, we just moderate or we are just arranging or rewriting the same examples in different words, like we just change or we just arrange the names of our culture in the western culture. We are not changing the idea or the entire example. For example, if I am reading the book which is western book, okay, so I am reading, the name of the girl was Lily, okay, so Lily is an English name. So here what will I do? I will change the name from Lily to Farzana or Shakila, or we can say Sana. We have many Pakistani names. So here I rewrite the name, and we can change the place's name as well. Like if we have the name Paris in our material, so we can change it from Paris to Karachi or Hyderabad or Mirpurkhas or any place which we want to put there. So it depends on teacher. So here the difference between rewriting and adding qualitatively. So this was the difference between them. In adding, we are adding new examples, but in rewriting, we are not adding new example, but we rewrite the names of places and peoples to make it more contextualized, okay. And we have second, restructuring. It shows by the name that we are structuring something. It We are talk about the structure, okay. It's not about content, it's about the structure of the content, okay. So here, restructure the activities according to the students or give new structure activities according to students. For instance, an activity which is okay. So here what happened in many books or in many material, we are given the activities which are based or which are created for 20 students, and we have 50 students in our classroom. So we have to restructure the activities and task from our material. So here, restructure, that means we just revise the structure through activities. We just revise our activities according to our students. So I hope restructuring is clear. Then in the next slide we have simplifying and reordering. So basically simplifying means when we make material more simple and easier, okay, for students. So what will we do? We will simplify the material by using simple terms, not using jargons, and by a simple vocabulary, and we can give the instructions in the material so students can easily understand that how to solve that activity or exercise. So that means we are simplifying material. We have given all the instruction for the students so they can easily, without any tension, they can solve the activities. Then we have reordering. Order means we are just placing something line by line, or in a hierarchical structure we are placing our topics. So here, reordering means change the sequence and grading exercises and topics according to the level of students. So here the word grading is used. Gradings means whenever we start from the basic to high level. Firstly we will put the easy topic, we can say basic topic, then we will move to the hard topic and high level. So here in reordering, we will just order, or we will just sequence our topics or exercises or activities in a way of grading that will be easy for the students, and that can be fulfill the needs of the students, and they can maintain a hierarchy from basic to high level. So that's all for today. So in today's lecture I have covered all the techniques, which were 5 techniques by Tomlinson. So that's all for today, and if you have any query and comment, you can ask me in the comment box. Thank you so much.